way, we did wash our hands. Like, we don't do anything in the kitchen before our hands are washed. We just didn't put that on camera, but we washed our hands. We're clean. All right, you can cut it down. So, as you guys know, I'm doing this whole Guess Who's Coming to Dinner series, and these two are my next guests. This is my sister, Banana. Say hi. Hi. Oh my God. She won't be shy now. And this is my beautiful niece, Nina.
Hi.
So today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be baking. You know, the whole premise of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner is cocktails, conversation, and cooking. But today we're gonna be baking. So let's get into it. So Nina is gonna show us how to make her delicious, this is white, right? White cake? White cake. Is it a naked cake or is it just a white cake?
It can be naked. Naked just means that the frosting is more in between the layers versus on the outside.
We're gonna start here. We have everything measured out, but we're gonna put the actual ingredients and the measurements on the screen so you guys can, if you wanna make this cake, you'll be able to do it as well. So, Nina, what are we gonna do?
So, we have flour, baking powder, sugar, milk, butter, vanilla, and eggs. So first, since we already measured it, first you guys are gonna mix all the dry ingredients together.
Now,
So you can just do that, because the dry ingredients are gonna be in there.
do we need the spatula for this or we use okay. I love to bake, but I'm not the best baker. I am not, but I love doing it. So that's why I'm really excited about doing this little class. It's like a class.
So why do you feel like you're not the best baker?
Oh, because my stuff don't come out right all the time.
How many times does it throw some stuff away?
I made cornbread last week and I should have used the smaller pan.
Yeah.
And because I used a larger one, it didn't rise the way I thought it would. And I was getting ready to toss it. And what? I'm just being real. It was bomb though. It was good. Wasn't it good?
It's good.
It was really good. And then I had kind of put too much butter to grease the bottom. So the edges was like crispy. It wasn't, no, it was like biscotti or whatever. So I cut them off and I was going to throw them away, but the kids and they ate them. So
Good idea too. Chips.
for real.
That's fine. Cake chips.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next you are going to put the wet ingredients. Oh, yes. So first you're gonna beat your butter.
I'm a what?
I want to beat butter. Beat your butter.
In here or in there?
In here.
Okay. It's very refreshing. This is our cocktail of the day. It is pink lemonade, watermelon flavored vodka, and 7-Up. It's very good. Okay, so we're gonna beat the butter.
You're going to beat it because it's already at room temperature. You're just gonna beat it to where it gets all mushy and all that stuff. You're gonna add your eggs. Normally it's one at a time, but also add 1.5 cups of sugar.
So after this mixes, what do we do?
You're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Right now? So, how long you been baking, Nina?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I just
Sure.
no, it just I just started experimenting. So like around 23. Yeah. Then you bought me this.
For your 25th.
So
Yeah.
how long ago was that?
7 years ago?
What? You're 30 already?
Yeah.
Oh, you turned 30 this year. Oh, okay, that's right. All right.
Yeah. So, after all of your wet ingredients, well not all of them, after those are mixed, you're going to add your alternatively with your milk.
So a little bit of this, a little bit of
Yes.
that.
And then you're going to end with the flour.
So we're gonna put the milk first.
So yeah, you can put some milk. No, it's like milk and then flour and then milk. As long as the flour is the
it's
last thing. Yes.
Okay. So, you know, when we're cooking, baking, whatever, we're also having something to drink, and we're also having conversations about different topics. So, what we're going to be talking about today is relationships. Ben, are you a baker?
Yes.
Jen?
I haven't baked in a minute, but I think I started baking and then Nina started watching me and started teaching. You know, she just started watching and wanted to learn how to start baking too.
Yeah, I'm so not consistent in my baking, but it's okay. I don't mind. Like last week, I made some sugar cookies from scratch, and they were the bombs. Like I was so proud of myself. Now if I make them this week, I can't say they're gonna come out like that.
So did you have a recipe or did you make your own?
No, I had a recipe.
Okay.
I had a recipe, and I followed it, but I don't know something. I don't know.
So a lot of my baking recipes just pretty much come from Pinterest.
From where?
From Pinterest.
I love Pinterest. Like Pinterest is like my second Bible. The first one, of course, is the King James, praise the Lord. But my second one is Pinterest. Oh my God, I go to Pinterest for everything.
And Facebook, they have good recipes too.
I mean,
Facebook?
yeah, but on Pinterest, well,
Yeah.
I guess you can search it too on Facebook, but Pinterest, like my fashion fix, my soul power for shoes, like these are boards. Like my Pinterest board, like I have a board. I make that board,
Oh.
so you can make your own board. You know what I mean? Anyway, I love Pinterest. So anyway, back to what we doing.
Okay.
What's happening now?
So since everything is mixed together,
Oh, it is.
yes, whatever baking pan you're going to use, it would be nice if you flour it. So normally at home, I use Crisco, and then I get a paper towel, and then I just go around it, and then I flour it. Or if you don't feel like dealing with that, you can use pan spray, and then you flour it. Or you can use butter, and then you flour it. Or
Don't use too much like I did though. I think I used like 4 tablespoons. Way too much. Way too much.
You want it nice and buttery.
You know, a big old cookie cake.
The bazooki?
Something like that.
Or some people just cut a circular thing at the bottom, and then they just line it that way. And you just tap it and flour it.
So, because I didn't have a birthday cake for my birthday, I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna name any of the 4 people that live in this house with me, Tatiana, David, Kylan, and Caitlin. Since I didn't have a birthday cake, this is gonna be my birthday cake. All right, so now we're gonna pour our delicious, creamy batter into the the cake pan. Oh my God, it looks so good, so smooth. Now this is how your batter should look. Woo! Honey. Okay, wait, hold on.
Scrape it.
I'm scraping. It smells good. All right, so
You're going to tap your pan to let all the air, well, not all of it, but some of the air bubbles that are in there that accumulate.
tap it.
Yeah. Bounce it, pat it.
Oh, that is like tap it.
Oh,
Tap- oh.
that way, or
How many times am I
way,
tapping it?
Boom, boom.
Just a little more than that, a little harder than that.
Up here?
Whoa.
Yes, you see the air bubbles?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's
That's
you
another
learned
reason why my
something,
stuff be
yeah.
coming out jacked up. Okay. How many
Because-
times?
Just like 2 more
Let's see how
times.
many
and
goes.
that's-
Okay, I think
Yeah.
you're getting too rapid with that. got enough
You
hope.
good?
That's fine.
So, is it ready for the oven now?
Yes.
So, 325
Yes.
for how many minutes?
It depends because everyone's oven is different. So 325 for maybe 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
But when it gets 30 minutes, you want to check your
checking
cake
it. Okay.
because it will eventually have risen already. So you kind of just tap the top of it. If it's a little jiggly, then you leave it in there for a little bit. But to make sure that the cake is completely cooked, you're going to stick either a toothpick or a wooden skewer in the middle.
So while our cake is in the oven baking, we're gonna make our frosting. So Nina, what do we do?
So you have 1 stick of room temperature butter. You're going to put that in there, and you're going to cream your butter.
So we're gonna add a little bit.
Yes, a little bit at a time.
I use this.
Yes. See, that's why sometimes you don't want to mix it
While it's going.
Yes, because then it'll just go everywhere.
Oh, more. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Now for this, you can add as much as you like, but the more you add, the sweeter it will get, and the consistency will be thicker. It'll be stiffer, so it'll be harder to spread.
Okay. Add more.
Eventually. Oh.
I'm learning so much today. My cakes are gonna come out much better after this class. So while we have our conversation and our cocktails, I made some bruschetta and some deviled eggs and my signature drink for today.
Add a teaspoon of vanilla. And some recipes call for maybe a teaspoon here and there of milk or heavy cream to kind of loosen the batter up a little bit.
So what do you do? Are we adding any milk or anything or no?
It depends on the consistency of it after, let's see. It just depends on what I have at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe a little saran wrap on it so it won't get a little crusty.
Yeah, we're gonna change up. And we're talking about relationships and from our, different perspectives. So, Nanny?
Was married, would have been like 30 years, because Nina would be 30. Nina is 30. So, it was good. We met when we were in like high school or whatever. So we had a good relationship. Unfortunately, Dad passed. It was sudden. I mean, you're devastated. You don't know what to do, what to think. It took me about a good year to kind of come out of it. Nina came to me and she said, "Mommy, I think you should start dating." Like, now, have I found love? Yes.
Okay. All right. You ready, girl?
Me being a non-married person and dating at this age, it's kind of tough because what mistake I realized that I made is I was not their friend long enough before I jumped into the relationship. I've really only been in 2 serious relationships. The first one was 6 years at the age of 19, and the other one is 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And between those, I was single for only like 6 months.
So from the moment you date someone, you are exclusive to them.
Yes. Like, I changed my number. Well, it depends on who's hitting me up or whatever.
She was like, I changed my number, I relocate,
Yeah, pretty
changed
much.
my name. It's just a whole
Get off
Oh,
of social
identity.
media. Yeah. So for my next one, if I do have one,
I from.
or if he's watching right now. We will be homies for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
For at least like a year before I even we even think about like being just together.
Yeah, I think as you get older, your mindset changes
Yes.
totally about everything when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
You're in a relationship now, but
Oh, whoa.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
well, hey, but
We're separating.
she's like, we are not together. Just let that be known. But the thing is, when you do get into, or when you do meet someone else, you're gonna approach it totally different. So you're gonna get information sooner than you got in the lot, you know?
Yes. And the one thing that I really did learn from both of my relationships to ask from the jump is, what is your relationship with your mother?
That's good. That's a key.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you love your mother, you're going to love me. If you love your mother.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, it just,
Yeah.
it's really gonna depend on how that man approaches
Yes.
his interaction or his relationship with his mother, because he could not have a good one for whatever reason and be like, you know what, if I meet a woman, or when I meet a woman, I'm gonna treat my mother different from how my dad treated my mom. You know what I mean? Or they could be like, you know what, this is all I grew up watching, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yes.
You just don't know, but when you start asking them questions and start talking, you'll find out.
Some guys probably could change after, if they know what type of woman that they have, and if they didn't have a good relationship with their mother. I think that knowing the woman that he have, that can change it too, because
Yeah,
nothing impossible. You know what I mean? I mean, so
Yeah, Steve
that
Harvey.
helps.
Steve Harvey said it. I don't know if he said it or if he got it from somebody else, but he says he said every man can change and every man will change, but they will only change for one woman.
Yeah.
And if they are doing something that is not leading you guys into a productive relationship, that means they're not going to change. And then it's in your court, it's up to you to decide if you're going to deal with that. Because everybody got deal breakers, everybody got their levels of what they're going to deal with, what they're not going to deal with. But he said it. You know, every man can't change, will change, but they only change it for one woman. And if he don't change, maybe you're not the woman.
So I got a
That is
question.
true.
They could change, but what if do you have like dirty socks on the ground? Should we be okay with that, or should we make a big deal about it?
For me, the socks, it wouldn't be an issue. I would roll my eyes.
Okay.
I would look
Keep it in
at
mind.
them sideways with my head tilted, but I would pick the socks up and I'll just keep moving. If y'all don't mind, I'll give my little story. So I was married for 8 years and got divorced. I felt like I never wanted to get married again, because to be with somebody for so long, and somebody that you're in love with that you didn't think you would ever break up with, and then for you guys to break up, it's like, oh, if this is what marriage is, I don't want any part of it. I dated people and had a great time, but was never really fulfilled on every level. You know what I'm saying? And I got to a point where I just didn't want that anymore. I wanted more. I wanted like the whole package. Meaning, I wanted a fulfilling relationship. So I was talking to God. We have a relationship with the Lord. If y'all don't, it's cool, whatever, but we do. Praise the Lord. He told me that I need to start praying for a husband, and I was like, okay. But I am thankful to have found love after divorce, because I really didn't think that I would. And God told me that if I allow him to have control of my dating life, that he was gonna send somebody that loved me the way he loved me. That's real talk. I love being with David. I love doing life with David. He be getting on my nerves, and he know he do. But like, I love doing life with him. I love all our experiences and all that stuff. We dated for 9 months.
See, I think that's good.
And he proposed to me, and we were married 6 months later.
Wow.
You know, and but my thought process, I approached it, I looked at it through different eyes, and Banana was there for, you know, to see a lot of how we dated.
So what I wanted to ask is, since I'm going to be friends first with this person.
She was like, since I'm done with this one, no.
Right.
Like, okay, what is friends only though?
He's like perfect. He seems perfect, right? And you guys are vibing, y'all chemistry. You know, you sleep with him a week later, right? Then you guys are really getting to know each other. Now you're starting to see little stuff about him that could be red flags, but because you've already slept with him, your judgment is clouded.
Why would it be clouded?
Oh, it would be clouded because you enjoy having sex with them. Okay, say you are intimate with somebody, but you find out he don't have a job, right? You may feel different about him if you guys had not slept together.
So you're gonna give up the cookies.
You may want more questions.
Yeah.
You may ask, like, I mean, why don't you have a job?
Wouldn't you ask that if y'all wasn't having sex?
You probably ask yourself that, but you'll be like, well, I do like.
Well,
being
see,
with him.
before this past relationship, I wasn't going to. But now,
Well, here's the thing.
why don't you have a job?
When you're dating somebody, that's like pastors say, collecting data.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna find out, hey, okay, what do you do for a living? You know what I mean? What do you like to do? What do you do for a living? What's your occupation? Stuff like that. If he said none of the above, then you walk the other way.
And that's also another thing that I learned from my relationships. Before, I gave the men that I was with the opportunity to get better. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that not everyone was born with both parents still in the picture together, or they didn't teach them the skills to go out and get a job or whatever. Because I had those things. I didn't want to say, ew, you know, like, you don't have what I have, so I'm not going to give you that chance. But learning, and now that I'm 30, and I don't want to sound like that, but
It's okay to sound like that.
yeah, you're going to need a job.
I definitely, that was not on the table for me dating David in the beginning. I had to know that he was dating me with a purpose. And when I felt like if I would have had sex with him too soon, I wouldn't have known. Now, what you think?
I think, you should wait. Don't just, have like, okay, you have friends with the benefits or whatever. I don't think that's a good thing. Like grandmother used to always say,
Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
So if you giving up the cookies, then you probably like, well, I don't want to be in a relationship. We only just in a sexual relationship. Even with is dating with an older person too. Oh no, it didn't change. I remember one time when I first started dating, and this guy, well, they get to know you, they send you, pictures of you, like, oh, he's so cute or whatever. But then they started sending the other thing.
You got a deep pic.
I was going, oh my God, Nina.
I really, really enjoyed this talk. Banana, I'm really glad that you found love, after our dear, Chuck was gone, and, God rest his soul. But, I love Daniel. Team Daniel, love him with all my heart, and I'm really happy that you opened yourself up to love somebody again, because a lot of people don't do that. Any parting words, Nina?
I'm going to date.
Yeah.
A serial
With
dater?
a purpose. So as you guys can see, we have decorated. Can we say decorating?
Yeah, this is decorating.
Yeah, we've decorated the majority of the cake to save time. And so now we're gonna frost the top layer. I'll make sure I'm using the proper terminology. We're gonna ice it.
So once the cake came out of the oven, you let it cool for like 10 minutes. You invert it over a wire rack and you let it cool completely. And then we cut it in the middle, and then we iced the middle. And then we iced the top of that part, and then the middle of that, and then now this top. The person that got me into this was my 9th grade English teacher, Miss Soto. And she's taking me to Wilson classes and all that stuff.
She's so
Shout out.
Yes.
Oh, Miss Soto. People be dying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I lick this.
You're done.
Yeah.
Like,
But the important
camera.
The important
What? Oh! Yeah. Y'all ain't good.
had to come out.
There you go. This is our presentation, guys. Woo! We're cutting the cake, guys. Oh my God, this looks so
Amazing.
good. Yes, it does. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. I cannot wait to get into this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like it. And please, if you haven't, subscribe it, share it, and we will see you guys next time. You ready to eat?
Yep. Yes.
All right. I want that frosting.
Me too.
This is so good. Bye.